What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the pit. We got DC Lee in the building, Sleeper Wizards.
What's up, people?
We're here to talk some NBA, WNBA stuff. Let's just get right to it. All right. Enough's enough. Okay, we're going right into WNBA. All right, DC Lee. Hey, so DC, man. But anyways. So who are your top 3 WNBA players this season that you love to watch?
So, like, top 3, like, MVP candidates for WNBA?
Let's do that. Me personally, my list is just the ones that I enjoy seeing, you know?
All right. I mean, yeah, that's fair. But the ones that I enjoy seeing are the, like, top players. So, let me give you 2 mainstays and then a sleeper that I was watching last night that's fire. I don't know who is the favorite between these two, but the 2 GOATs, and this is like going to sound generic answer, but the 2 GOATs right now, obviously you got your GOAT, which is Aja, and just like the shit that she does on the basketball court, man, is still like nobody can stop her. Unbelievable. And then the rookie. The rookie with the hair, man. Olivia Miles is so good at basketball.
I agree, yeah.
10 plus every night, the entire season. Like, she's already the LeBron of the WNBA. She has to score 10 a night every single night at minimum. Yeah. She's amazing. Absolutely amazing player.
She's a dog.
And then probably for a third one, I mean, obviously I'm biased here for the Mystics, but she wasn't even an all-star, but she's been like really coming up lately, is Shakira Austin.
That's a great pick right there.
And again, I'm biased. I've been loving watching the Mystics play in our win streak before these Aces games, but like her, and she's obviously getting fed off like everything that Sonia's doing, but like her ability to like defend and score is, I think, why the Mystics have gone on this run. Because like not a lot of players, I think you tend to have like your more offensive, like Caitlin Clark types, and then you have like kind of your like shot blockers and defensive players. But in WNBA, being a 2-way player is like taking you to that next level. And I think Shakira Austin has been like unbelievable with that since, I don't know, we were 12-12, and now we went up to 19-12, and we're half a game back in the East Coast before the Vegas losses. So yeah, my girl's been cooking.
She's been cooking, yo. And that's a great 3 pick right there, or top 3 right there. I didn't think you were gonna say Shakira Austin, but I'm surprised she wasn't an all-star this year.
It's a tragedy.
Yeah, it's a tragedy.
It's an absolute disgrace.
But all right, let me go with my top 3 before we discuss it a little bit more. So obviously, we both got Olivia Miles right there. Great, incredible player. Fills up the box sheet. Has great highlights, especially with her passes. And, Nafisa's back, and she's still kind of doing her thing, right? So, I think the Minnesota Lynx are going to do well in the playoffs especially. But after her, I got to say I have to go with Angel Reese. I still, dog, she's a dog. I'm telling you. You saw that one play where she was going against Brittany Griner, like blocked her like twice, ripped the ball out, took the ball half court, got fouled, and immediately was chirping, yelling, I just really love the energy she has, And my third player, I got to go with Malonga on Seattle Storm.
Wow, Dom.
Dom. I watched I was watching recently, I watched the Chicago Sky Seattle Storm game. It was a late night game, and the Storm were up a lot. And Chicago came back with DJ Carrington scoring like 26, getting in her bag. But they had nothing for Dom. She was hitting it from 3, blocking shots. She's 6'6". I think, once the Seattle really gets their legs under them and they get some good players, they'll end up being, really good. They have some really promising young players like Fam. I really like her too. And Flage, I think she's going to take, eventually when she, next year she's going to take a step, and I think, they're going to do very well.
Yeah, that's an interesting 3. That's not, aside from Olivia, obviously, that's not 3 that I thought you were going to say. I will say really quickly, like Angel Reese, every like amount of like shit that she gets is unwarranted. Like she's obviously a very good basketball player. She just made Team USA again. Like she's obviously an incredible basketball player. Could she clean up parts of her game? Like
Of
yeah.
course.
But like that was an interesting one.
Yeah.
And yeah, like throwing Dom in there. Like I see like Storm probably what, second or third worst team in the league.
They're
like,
bad, but
you're
like
keeping an eye on it.
yeah,
I like
keep an
that.
eye on that. Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I'll throw you a bonus one too. Last night I was watching the Sparks Liberty game.
Ooh.
The Sparks were down 30.
Mhm.
And they opened the fourth quarter on like a 28-0 run.
Yeah.
Right? And they ended up losing the game. Let me tell you, man, almost every point of this like 28-0 run, Ray Burrell.
Oh.
Absolute bucket. Unbelievable quarter.
Ray Burrell, she's tall, right?
No. She's like a normal like height. Like she's not like center or anything like that, obviously.
Not a big woman.
No, she's kind of bad. She's
keep
just like,
let's keep everything within within realm. Right.
Yeah, she's just guard on the Sparks, and actually what happened was Cam Brink went down with injury.
I saw that, yeah.
And she just got in her bag, man. The Liberty couldn't stop her. There was one drive where she got to the rim and Stewie like went up to block her, and Ray just went around her in the air. And I was like, watching Jordan right now? Like, Ray Burrell. Check her out, man.
Ray Burrell. Okay. And let me throw one more out just because, these are,
we both get an honorable mention.
Yeah, honorable mention. Marina Mabry.
Okay.
She, she had that one game where she kind of went off, broke the record from threes. Since then, Kayla McBride broke the record.
Dude,
but
the links.
Yeah, the links are crazy. But, I got to give her a shout out. She's on Toronto Tempo, first option basically. And she's nice. I kind of underrated her a little bit, but, she kind of proved that she's like a first option type player.
I like that you gave that. I think one of the coolest things about the WNBA right now is that when the expansion teams have been coming in, they're like competitive off the bat.
Yeah.
They're doing a really good job bringing in like Golden State, Toronto, Portland's decent.
Yeah.
And we know we've got these other teams coming in, right? So we just got the announcement about the Cleveland Sirens, and then they're getting a team in Philly, I think, after that. And another one, I think, the year after that in either like Boston or maybe Houston's coming back. If you remember the OG Houston Comets with Cheryl Swoops.
Oh, yeah.
I just hit a name.
Detroit too, right?
Detroit Shock.
Yeah, Detroit Shock.
But yeah, so
we know our WNBA hoops guys.
I think it's cool that they're doing a really good job, because obviously the NBA is about to expand, hopefully by the end of the decade, and you like kind of worry about like how they're gonna handle the expansion draft, and like if those teams are gonna come into the league, terrible, like uncompetitive completely. I think the WNBA has done a great job of it.
Yeah, and like we're gonna go into our predictions and stuff like that, but like for example, the Valkyrie, they're gonna be in my predictions somewhere in there. You're gonna see them. But for example, another honorable mention for Kayla Charles on the Valkyrie, right? UMD alumna.
Go Terps.
Yeah, go Terps. But I mean, yeah, for you.
I was about to say.
But there's a lot of players who were getting cut from teams and weren't making teams, who were very quality, skilled WNBA players, but they didn't have enough teams. And I think once they made the expansion and got the Valkyrie, Tempo, and Portland Fire there, it gave these players a chance to actually show their worth for an extended amount of time. So I think it's great to see the expansion, especially in the WNBA. But the NBA, they got to follow suit soon. Yeah.
Sure.
But all right, man. You want to go into the Mystics talk right now? What you got to say about the Washington Mystics?
I mean, I said most of it already. This turnaround has been amazing. Mm-hmm. I think the Mystics, if Georgia could start bringing it up a little bit, because she's been struggling a little.
I've been seeing I'm seeing some.
I think if Lauren Betts starts and I don't know if it's going to happen this year, but like in the next couple of years starts to become like the level that we want her to be with Sonia, Kiki, and Shakira. Like I think that's an unbelievable five. The one other thing that I'll mention about the Mystics, just to get people excited for them moving forward, is like the Mystics made some pretty clever trades. And we actually have swap rights with the Chicago Sky, I think next season. If it's not next season, it's the one after. But I think we have a couple years of them. And the Sky, like, because, you know, they used to be really good. They won, I think, title a few years back.
Yeah.
But then they'd made the Angel Reese trade, and they kind of, like, reset. And so now the Mystics are in position to, like, potentially be a beast.
Well, because they're going to get a good pick this
because the core is young and like ridiculously talented, right? Like this is Sonia's second year, this is Kiki's second year. Like these girls just like they're the Wizards essentially.
Yeah.
And they're building faster than I think a lot of people thought that they would.
Yeah.
They came into this season not projected to make playoffs or anything like that. And obviously for a while there they were just treading the line, and then that 7-game win streak happened, and now they're like in the playoffs. And if we can make the playoffs, like I think the last I checked, we were projected the 6th seed, and we'd be playing the Fever, would be a 3 seed. And like I like us in that matchup. Just saying.
I like the matchup there with the Fever.
So, yeah, I mean, just awesome time. I'm trying to get out to Care First Arena a few more times this season before the playoffs. Yeah, I don't know. Go Sticks, man.
Go Sticks. You know,
enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it as well. I love to watch them play, and I like the energy that they have right now, especially, you know, with their nickname. You know, it's I don't know if we're the kind of we're a family friendly podcast, so I don't know if we can talk about their nicknames, but you know, they got great energy. Cody, I love. Sonia, I love. Kiki, I love. You know, Shakira's going crazy. I haven't seen too much of Lauren play, actually, but you know, I'm going to tune in a little bit more so I can get my research done. But there was one person also I had on my list of players that I love to watch who I didn't mention, who was on the Fever, Kelsey Mitchell. Yeah, I mean, she's like a dog.
It's almost disappointing that everything else, which I don't want to get into, everything else around the Fever,
yeah,
pulls her out of the spotlight. She's not only their best player, but she's unbelievable.
She's unbelievable. When I watch her play, she's getting to the basket, so three. She gets any bucket she wants. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the Fever are a great team too. So, you know, if Mystics have the Fever first round, that's going to be the first round matchup.
That would be a sick first round matchup.
Insane stuff. But man, I really like what the WNBA is doing right now. They got some entertaining stuff going on.
It would be good. I would just prefer that or other certain matchup just because there's a couple of teams that I'm trying to avoid if you want to go into who we think is going to be in the finals and win it.
Yeah, let's go right into predictions right now.
Yeah. So yeah, I think there's just 2 clear-cut favorites, and it's pretty baseline to say, but the Lynx were already a sick team.
Yeah.
Staying afloat the way that they did because of how good Olivia Miles is before Nafisa came back. They're ridiculous, and the big 3 on the Aces,
unreal stuff. Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young,
yeah,
and then Aja.
So like it's, I struggle to find how any team or any teams can get past the 2 of these teams in the postseason.
Yeah,
as long as these teams are healthy, obviously. Like, don't get me wrong. Obviously, you've got the Fever and you've got the Liberty and your other solid squads. Golden State sounds like you're about to talk about.
Yeah,
but to me, the Aces and the Lynx are just juggernauts right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. The Aces are too much to deal with. You can't beat them at home, really. Chelsea Gray is too much of a veteran. Aja is just, you know, there's not much you can say. There's nothing you can really do with them, especially winning 4 games. I don't think that's going to happen really with any team. So, yeah, I mean, you want to go straight into like our predictions that we did for the NBA?
Yeah. Real quick, I will say, like, you were talking about Golden State before. The one thing I would mention with Golden State, and the only way that they could get past one of these 2 teams, is Golden State's defense is tough. They're probably the best defensive team in the league.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if they can show out for a whole series against Minnesota or Vegas, I think because of the way that the WNBA plays, there's no way to know who's going to be playing who since it's just straight standings. But I could see them getting there if they can hold the line, but I wouldn't like bank on it.
Bet on it,
And
right?
also, just to top that off, I'm gonna take. You said there's no way to beat them, but I'm gonna take the Lynx to win the finals.
Lynx over Aces. Huh?
I just think they're that good, man. You just talked about McBride.
Yeah. 3-point
Nafisa,
record.
Olivia, and McBride are like they could score 140 if they wanted. Like they're just filthy.
They're filthy. They got a great offense, man. Like, and I need to see them play a little bit more so I can get I need to see what their bench is looking like as well, their rotations, because like the Valkyrie, right? I have them going. I think they can make it into their.
Yeah. Wait. What are your predictions?
So, man. So because you said it's like standings wise, right? So it's not really like conferences against each other. I can see the Valkyrie and Aces, fighting to go into the finals. I think the Valkyrie are going to do well in the playoffs, but they're going to run into the Aces and not going to have a problem, because I think even though they're a great defensive team, they don't have like there's Gabby Williams or Veronica Burton. They don't have they don't have Asia. They don't have like an Asia who's like a 20 and 10 every night,
Ridiculous.
Like, when you can just fall on someone, you can just fall, just someone who's so consistent, you just give it to them and they can always get their bucket, right? They're good defensively, and I think they're just missing one or two pieces before they can make that leap, but they're right there. Yeah. But I got Vegas winning it.
All right. Year, you got Vegas. I got Minnesota.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. That was some good WNBA talk, man. I didn't know you actually knew about the WNBA like that, right?
That's not true. You knew this.
All right, man. So
you see my text, man. I'm always on top of it. Yeah, we can look. I can pull up the list of NBA awards so we can give our predictions on those.
Yeah, right into the NBA stuff. Predictions. There's a lot of changes that's been going on in the NBA.
Yeah. So you want to talk predictions and then maybe give a little thoughts on my Wizards?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
I got to talk about the Heat a little bit as well.
Yeah, we'll talk to your Heat too.
Yeah, but yeah, let's do it. Let's go down the list of predictions that we got so far. We have, our list, NBA, MVP, championship.
So we said, yeah, we'll do player awards first. MVP, MIP, sixth man, defensive player, and rookie of the year.
There we go. Okay. So who do you got for MVP this year?
So many good players, man. I feel like as long as he's healthy, it's kind of impossible to not think that the Wemby run begins this year. Just because he changes the game so much on both sides that it's, how is he not the most valuable player?
Yeah.
Like when he's on the court, teams are going to score 20 points less and they're going to score 20 points more every single time. Like I'm watching for that quadruple double this year. Like just the things that he's going to do at this next level. Again, obviously this is like pending his health and how the Spurs do, but I got to think he's the pick. There's obviously so many unbelievable players. Like we're always going to have SGA and Jokic and everyone else in the conversation.
Of course, yeah.
But I can't see it not being Wemby if he plays at the level that he's been playing at for a full season.
Yeah, and I had Jokic as my pick, but you brought up a good point about the two-way player thing. I think people are really spoiled a little bit on Jokic not being elite defensively. He does everything for his team, but the defensive part is the part that people are probably going to get hung up on. But so I'm probably going to have to go Wemby as well, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's hard to pick anyone else with confidence when I think you just said like the defensive stuff. Like if he's playing at the offensive level that all the guys are playing at, or maybe even like just below an SGA or a Jokic, that can be countered by if he's averaging like 4+ blocks a game. Like,
yeah,
I mean
exactly.
that's ridiculous.
That's literally it. If he gets like 4 blocks a game or like deflections or steals, that'll be the factor that gives him the award. So it's Wemby's award to lose.
Yes.
Really,
that's a great way to put it. It's his award to lose.
All right, what's next? We got
Most improved. I got a great pick for this.
most improved player. Who do I got for this one, man? I don't think I really took too much thought into it, but
We talked about the list of some of the favorites. So the favorites
Yeah.
right now are like, I think Brandon Miller is the favorite. And who else did they have on there?
Brandon Miller. Oh, that's a good pick, man. But if I'm gonna be completely honest,
They had Peyton Pritchard, Dylan Harper, Kello Ware, Peyton Watson, both Thompson twins. A lot of good options here.
a lot of good options. The Peyton Watson pick could be good, but I don't think he makes that leap, especially with the way that the Nuggets are constructed.
Too much going on with the Nuggets.
Too much going
All
on.
right.
Yeah. Who do you got here? Who's your pick?
All right. My pick is not on this list. So if your pick is on that list, you got to go. You got to go first.
I gotta go first. My pick's not on that list. My pick's probably gonna be I'm just gonna go out here and say Davion Mitchell.
All right.
Great offseason.
All right. That's a good pick.
He's gonna get a lot of burn as the number one guard this year.
I actually really like that pick
Mhm.
because we talked about looking for guys that are gonna make an impact where people like didn't see them make that impact before.
Yeah.
And he's got like the full pathway to do it because we'll get into the Heat in a bit, I guess. But with Giannis and Bam there, like somebody's got to handle the ball.
Someone has to, yeah. They love to handle
That's
bring
a
the
good
ball
pick.
up, but yeah. And
I might sprinkle a little bit on that. That's a good pick. I didn't even think of that.
But,
not bad.
Yeah. Oh God. What do you
All right. I also got a pick. It's a see. I love that we both went biased like on our own teams for this.
I feel like I have a feeling.
So there are two guys in particular that I could see this coming from for the Wizards as we get opened up between all of our superstars, and obviously it's not any of them. But when choosing between them, originally I was gonna go with Keyshawn George because I think he's an underrated two-way player.
Of course, yeah.
But I actually think like full talent-wise, a guy that can give you 20, like, I don't know if he'll average 10 rebounds, but it'll be like high single digits average, even with
I like this
AD
pick.
there. And I think he was second in the NBA to only Jay Huff since Wemby missed games in terms of blocks per games, or he was second with Wemby included, and Jay Huff might have been third. Not sure. But anyway, my pick, if you can't tell by now, is Alex Sarr.
That's a great pick. I think that's a great pick.
I've been a fan of Sarr since we picked him second overall. He was like my number one guy going into that draft. I was absolutely thrilled when he said, I'm not going to Atlanta. I think him in the role next to AD is the perfect complementary role to bring him up to that next level. I know he's not really being talked about in conversations like for awards like this. So this is like an insane long shot, I guess. But if he comes out and he's catching lobs from Trae Young and AD's drawing all the attention in the paint and he's getting the putbacks, I genuinely think that Alex Sarr is the piece that's going to make the Wizards like a difference maker, and you're going to see all the talent that everyone like saw when they were like, wait, like he's also kind of Wemby-ish. Like it's not Wemby, don't get me wrong. But Alex Sarr, mark it.
I really like that pick because, those people that people don't talk, don't have a lot of, talk and chatter about them can kind of make that leap, quietly and don't have a lot of pressure. And I think the amount he's going to learn from AD is the perfect person to teach him because he's the 20 and 10 guy, defense, offense guy, and can stretch the floor just like what Alex Sarr is. So, and Trae Young is the type of player who always elevates his centers and power forwards every single time.
We saw John Collins get considered. Well, Collins is more like, I feel like similar profile to Alex Sarr, right? John Collins was considered like all NBA, basically like an all-star at that time because of what Trae Young was like playing with him. I see Alex Sarr being in that same role. The only concern here, like, this ruins my pick if it is, but like he broke his foot. He's going to be ready by the season, but like he has dealt with injuries the past couple of years. So like, if there's any injury problems, obviously this tanks the pick. But
yeah, barring
love
all
me some
health
Alex
as well.
Silver.
Yeah.
All right.
Next is we did
Sixth man of the year.
Okay, sixth man of the year. My pick for this is Dylan Harper. Yeah. Is that your same as you?
It's same as Wemby. It's his award to lose.
Exactly.
Because you're going to be on what's likely going to be one of the best teams. He has a clear 6-man path where like they've already said like it's probably going to be Fox and Castle again.
And that makes sense,
Yeah. So, and we know he's unbelievable. So like, I don't know. There's a lot of guys that you could take here. My one like weird 6-man pick is, and this is a weird one because he's obviously much older than a lot of the guys who would normally be considered in this range, is like a Jrue Holiday. And the reason why I've got that is like if Portland is really good and they're spelling Dame and Ja a decent amount, I think Jrue can come in there off the bench for one of those two and still be like, I mean, Jrue Holiday, like, yeah, obviously he's like taking a step back as he's gotten older, but like we're still talking about a guy who was on Team USA, like doing his thing. Like he's still being considered one of the best players like in the game.
Last year last year he was still solid. You know, like
so now that he's like got the kind of any pressure to really succeed in that starting lineup off of him with Dame and Ja there, like I don't know, that could be a sleeper.
Man, that Portland team right there is like they have so much unknown going on.
Those 3 guards are crazy.
Yeah, it's just like I'm gonna be watching a lot of it.
If you talked about those 3 being a trio on the same team like 3 or 4 years ago,
say no.
You'd be like, what? What do you mean Dame, Ja, and Jrue are on the same team?
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about? Like that's crazy.
Unreal, man.
Yeah, but
yeah,
like we said, Dylan Harper's award to lose.
Yeah, for real.
Defensive player of the year. I don't even know if we need to like talk about that one.
I already know.
Like obviously this is going to be Wemby's award to lose for the next 15 years.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I picked someone else completely.
Who could you possibly pick for that?
Giannis Antetokounmpo, defensive player of the year this year on the Heat Culture defense team.
Stop.
But yeah, let me not be dumb. Let me not be stupid. That's Wemby's
respect to Giannis, but and this is what's crazy about these awards when you look at this list is like you've got Wemby with both MVP and defensive player of the year. Like it's not necessarily even like a conversation so much. I mean, MVP will always be a conversation, but defensive player of the year,
it's not a conversation.
It's Wemby's until he can't win it off injury or like if he's healthy, he wins it.
Yeah, in health, that's it.
It's like a guy that's potentially going to put up a quadruple double like at some point, like a guy that's going to average 4+ blocks. Like, no, that's crazy. All right, one more player award before we go into team stuff.
Okay.
Rookie of the year.
Ooh.
I wonder who I'm going to pick.
I wonder who you got.
No, I got 2 things there. I'll let you go first.
Okay, so we were talking a bit about this before we started recording, and you kind of convinced me a little bit that it's probably Caleb Wilson.
Okay.
I really like the Caleb Wilson tape I've seen in college and even in the summer league. And he's gonna have the green light to kind of get in his bag a bit. I mean, there's a lot of players there that I like now that I'm thinking of, like Matas Buzelis. They got Norman Powell. They got Giddey. But I think Caleb Wilson's gonna be able to do his thing because he's gonna have more of a green light, I feel like. But my initial pick was, and I think I know, and it was similar to yours. Your boy AJ, right?
Yeah. So look, AJ has been my guy. I think we talked about it on the last pod too. It was before I think the draft happened where I said AJ was my pick. And I pretty much stuck with that. And I'm just so freaking excited to see what he does on the court.
Yeah.
So I won't even talk that much about it. Obviously he is going to be my pick for rookie of the year, but we talked about, I can see where with Trae Young, with Anthony Davis, and then with Sarr and George and Trey Johnson and Will Riley scoring a lot and Carrington and And there's a lot of pieces to this Wizards team. So if AJ doesn't get the run that he might need for Rookie of the Year, because like we saw last year, like Cooper Flag, like he pretty much had the run to do whatever he wanted with the Mavericks. Towards the end of the season, he was dropping like 50 in a game.
Yeah, like
so.
Literally made
I don't
point
know
guard.
that AJ will have the freedom to necessarily go out there and drop 50. There's a possibility. The reason he's still my pick is there's a distinct possibility that we come out and he's so good that like Trae Young does his thing, gets AJ the ball, and like we start to see AJ dropping 20s every night. And that's how I think he's going to get it, because I really do think he's that good. If I'm being non-biased and thinking about a guy who might have more of a green light, it's funny that you said Caleb Wilson, because my pick is actually Cam Boozer. I just think Memphis does not really have another guy. If Cam Boozer is as solid as we all think he is, like we've talked a lot online, or people have talked a lot on TV about like Cam Boozer maybe having a higher floor, lower ceiling type guy. I think he's got a high ceiling. I think people were underrating him a bit, but yeah, who's Memphis going to run through? You know, like Cedric Howard's great, but
yeah, he's great. Yeah,
their guard. Other than that, like it's like Scottie Pippen Jr. and Zach E. Like I just don't think there's another guy who's necessarily. Like, I think Cam comes into Memphis and right away it's the Cam Boozer show if he wants it to be, and if he can show that he can handle that role. Yeah. So like Cam is a good pick, I think, for Rookie of the Year that a lot of people might not consider. Caleb's a great pick too. And then maybe even like a couple sleepers that have the potential to just go off on bad teams, like a Darius Acuff or like Brown Jr. or
Mikal Brown Jr.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few guys, but like, come on. AJ's different. We didn't talk about DP in there at all.
We didn't, and you know,
I don't know if we need to. No, I'm just kidding. Jazz fans, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but there's a lot going on with the Jazz too. You know,
no, he'll be great. There's plenty going on with the Jazz. They've got a lot of different weapons, and I don't think that Laurie or Jaren Jackson get in his way as much as some other guys. Like maybe they get in his way less than the guys in Washington get in AJ's way per se. But
they still got Ace Bailey there, and you know Ace Bailey was
and Keontae George. Like they have a great team.
Yeah, Keontae George.
But
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you know, I said it before the draft too. I just think AJ's got that next level gear. AJ won the preseason matchup, you know, so
yeah,
we'll see. Jazz Wizards in February and March in the span of like I think it's 10 days. I think we go there February 27th, and then they're here March 6th. So. Yeah, I think it's like a 1 week turnaround where we play both of our games against them. That'll be a lot of fun later in the season.
Yeah, and I like what you brought up about, you know, there being a time where AJ comes in and is just too electric, where Trae's just like, let's get this guy going. And I think Trae's the kind of guard to do that.
I love Trae Young, man. I've been fighting with people since the day that we traded for him who they're out on Trae Young. I love Trae Young. I think he's the most slept on player. This isn't just Wizards bias. People talk about him like he's this old washed guy, and he's literally 27 years old. Like he'll turn 28 before the season, but whatever. Like he's younger than Austin Reeves. He's younger than Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Like he's got so many prime years ahead of him. His whole contract with the Wizards is 4 years, and people keep talking about it like it's the worst contract that's being given out. I just don't understand that. Like, are you telling me from age 28 to 31, Trae Young can't be one of the best players in the NBA because he's turning 30? Like, what do you got against people turning 30? Like,
don't talk to us about, you know, people turning 30 might possibly being washed after.
Exactly.
We don't believe any of that.
No, man, there is a huge difference between that and the guys who are in their upper 30s. Yeah. Like that's a 5-6 year difference that we're talking about here. Trae Young is not even close to that, and he elevates everyone around him, and he's so bought in, which the Wizards have been desperately needing for so many like of these terrible seasons. Yeah, I'm super on Trae Young.
That's all our player awards, right?
All of our player awards. So let's do a conference finals prediction, finals, a champion, and then we'll give one bold prediction for the season. Or we can do that in a different little order, actually, because my bold prediction precedes my conference final stuff.
Okay. Let's do it. Start from the top.
All right. So I'll give my bold prediction first because it comes before who I'm going to say is in the conference finals.
Okay.
My bold prediction for the season is that the New York Knicks are out before the conference finals. You can call it a championship hangover, but what I'm going to say about this is that run was magical. They hit
that OG
lightning.
Anunoby tip-in, bro.
Lightning does not strike again. Like that that was a incredible run. All the respect to them for that entire playoff run.
They were down 20 in multiple games.
Exactly.
And made comebacks in each of those games.
And I love that you brought that up because what I want to say about that is they were down 20.
Yes.
There were so many flashes, and it wasn't just the Spurs. It happened against other teams too. It happened in game 1 against the Cavs.
And the Cavs,
in the conference finals.
Mm-hmm.
There were so many flashes where it was like, hey, we're destroying this team.
Yeah.
This wasn't a fully dominant the whole way kind of run. They just kept hitting when it came down to it. What all these teams have now seen them do is that they can make that kind of comeback. I don't know how I still don't know how the Spurs didn't figure it out by the end of the finals.
Oh,
but I think a lot of teams face them now and say, we need to run our starters longer. We need to run pressure longer against them. Like, we need to keep everything up. Like, if we're beating them by 20, I want to win by 25. Like,
can't let them come back.
It's a different situation having seen them done it and knowing what more to expect. And I know the Knicks have a great team. Don't get me wrong. But I just think we're going to get to the playoffs and teams are going to have a better understanding of that. And things are going to go the opposite kind of way. And those comebacks that they hit and those shots that they hit and the tip in and all that kind of stuff, it's gonna fall out. The threes, they're gonna fall out. Like, I see them getting upset by a team in first round would be crazy, but by the second round, I've got the Knicks out of the playoffs. That's my bold prediction.
That's a bold prediction. I like that one.
So I guess I'll give my conference finals and champion with that.
Let me give my bold prediction, man.
Go for it. I thought I was supposed to roll that into but go ahead.
No. My bold prediction this year: Miami Heat win the finals in 5.
It's not a bold prediction. It's just stupid.
Yo, I didn't say nothing about your prediction. All right.
No, that's why it's a bold prediction. That's way bolder than mine.
You know,
I love it. That's a bold prediction. That's a bold strategy, Cotton.
I think, we're looking for our last roster spot, and there's a lot of talk that it could be Klay Thompson once he possibly is out of buyout. And I think we've got an incredible array of shooters and players who are good at shooting without the ball in their hands. And Giannis and Bam will be, some big men who bring the ball up, who are good at distributing the ball. And I think once Spo really gets, the lineup in place, it's going to be hard to beat us.
Okay. Can I give a second bold prediction?
Sure, as long as it's not against whatever mine is. Or
the Miami Heat will not make the playoffs. They
bold.
Might make the play-in. I could even see them as the 11. I think they'll make the play-in. I do not think the Miami Heat will make the playoffs.
Oh my goodness!
There's an extra bold prediction.
I can't believe that right now.
I don't. I love your Davion Mitchell improved pick. I don't see it from the backcourt. I don't see Giannis and Bam complimenting each other the way a lot of I said Sar and Davis, but the way like Cat and Mitchell Robinson did last season, where it's like one of them can step out and shoot the 3 really, really well. Yeah. The way that Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren did the same thing, where Chet can step out. Like, don't sit here and tell me that Bam can shoot the 3 because he can shoot the 3 when his team passes in the ball and he shoots 40 of them against the Wizards to get a fake record. That doesn't mean he can shoot the 3 because he decided to shoot 40. But I don't see it for the Heat. Best of luck to your bold prediction. I don't think the Miami Heat make the playoffs.
That's bold, but let's move on. So next up is Eastern Conference.
Okay. Eastern Conference Finals.
Eastern Conference Finals.
Like I said, I have the Knicks out of the playoffs. I have the Philadelphia 76ers, and I have the Indiana Pacers.
Okay. Philadelphia 76ers and Indiana Pacers for the Eastern Conference Finals.
And you want me to give a winner for that?
Yeah.
I have the Philadelphia 76ers.
Going to the finals this year.
I do. And I said this to you before we started recording. I hate this. I hope I'm so wrong. You can't pick against this team right now.
It's hard, bro.
I hate that they got Jaylen Brown in that trade. I hate that LeBron signed there. Like, not because like it's not cool, but like it's just such a good team. Tyrese Maxey is so good.
They were good last year.
And I know people will say LeBron's 41 and it doesn't make as big of an impact as people would think it is. I know people say Embiid is hurt, and I'm similar like an Anthony Davis. I'm always like, nobody's trying to be hurt. If Embiid can play, he's going to play to the top of his abilities, and you always hope that he's going to be able to, like,
of course,
as a player. So like, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, Embiid will be injured. Like, what if he's not? Then they're amazing. But then you boil it down past that, and like, VJ Edgecombe is their 5. It's just an unbelievable roster. So Sixers to the finals.
And they got a good rookie.
And respect to the Indiana Pacers. I think they're being the most underrated team in the East or in the NBA right now. I think they get underrated because Pascal Siakam is a quiet superstar, but he is a superstar. And if you don't think that, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Tyrese Halliburton is back and healthy. Them with Zubac at center.
Zubac, yeah.
Nembhard and Nesmith are great starters. And I like the addition of Kelly Oubre off the bench. TJ McConnell's your perfect bench guy. Always. He's solid. He's solid.
One of my favorite players, yeah.
Always just going to give you the right minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's a well-rounded team. As long as they're healthy, like, I don't see why they couldn't make another run like they did 2 years ago. But that run ends at the Sixers for me. Where's your Eastern Conference at?
My Eastern Conference Finals, I'm going to be, you obviously know what I'm going to say. One of the teams I'm going to say. It's going to be Miami Heat versus 76ers. 76ers are too much. They're going to get everything right, and they have enough pieces to give LeBron and Embiid the exact rest they need, for the regular season to be ready for the playoffs. But, the Heat, I don't really have any rhyme or reason. It's just my heart.
Yeah. All right. Look, I see it. You're picking with your heart. I wish
my heart, yo.
I hope I could do the same thing, and I hope that my team works out that way.
Mm-hmm.
But you even just stopped yourself because you started to think about the Heat's roster compared to the Sixers. I saw it in your eyes, and you're like, damn.
A lot of what I was thinking about is what happened last year. We started off incredible, one of the best offenses in the league, but our defense suffered.
But it's a completely different team now.
It's a completely different team now. So it's hard to kind of imagine how we're going to start or how we're going to make things work. But, there's always going to be a little feeling out process or period for like a new player, a player as, with as much gravity as Giannis. But I think we can get it to work because Giannis and Bam have similar, styles where they can play point forward. And they can get other people involved. So, I think that's going to be interesting.
Respect to it. Look, I get your excitement, right? We're in two of the coolest places in the entire league. Like, you got Giannis. That's crazy that you guys got Giannis. Like, we added Trey and AD, but we also won the lottery. Like, we won the freaking lottery and got AJ DeBonsa. Like, this is cool. Like, it's fun to be excited about your team when you've got all these new guys in. So I get the excitement, man.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled for you.
I can't wait for the NBA season.
I don't agree with it, but I'm thrilled for you.
All right, man. Who do you got in the West? Western Conference.
Oh, man. It's so chalky.
Chalky.
But I don't really think the Thunder have changed enough that they aren't back in the conference finals. I don't think losing Lou Dort is enough to remove them from that conference finals because they kept the SGA, Jalen, Chet trio intact. I think Ajay Mitchell is ready to make that next leap. I I think that they just still have such a good team put together between all those guys that they're going to find their way through the Nuggets, through the Timberwolves type teams, and staying chalk on it. The Spurs are just,
man,
give them another year. Like everything that they screwed up last year, we just saw it from the Knicks, right? They lost in the conference finals and screwed themselves against the Pacers and came back and figured out their mistakes. And I think there was a quote that was like, what do you do in the offseason to fix this team? And somebody was like, nothing.
Yeah.
Like we just know what we need to work on now, and we've got the roster that we think is championship bound. I don't think the Spurs are missing any pieces towards a championship roster. I think they come back and Castle's leapt again. Harper's leapt again.
They got too many
Wemby,
pieces, yo.
obviously, like, I know this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but like De'Aaron Fox is still a great basketball player. I know the playoffs was, it was crazy. What
happened there.
But he's still a tremendous basketball player. I think Vassell is one of the best 3-point shooters when he's wide open in the entire league.
Yeah.
So that being said, I have the Spurs beating the Thunder in the conference finals again. And I have them beating the Thunder in 5.
Wow. And I think that's that's actually pretty similar to what I have. It was Spurs versus OKC. But like when I run down the list of the teams that could possibly be competitive for this, I kind of get a little bit of, iffy here and there. Because the Nuggets, I think if the Nuggets stay healthy and they do everything right, I think they have a chance against the Spurs. I think they do. I think they have a small chance against the Spurs. I think if anyone has a chance against the Spurs, it's the Nuggets. I always feel like the team with Jokic always has a chance.
Yeah, they played them a lot better last season than the Thunder did in the regular season.
Yeah.
I was disappointed that we didn't get the chance to see that as a series because I thought that would have been really good in the playoffs. And obviously, like the Nuggets just kind of messed up in that first playoff series. That was a weird, if you remember the Timberwolves, and the Timberwolves had injuries.
Yeah.
And it was like the IO series.
Yeah, IO.
And sometimes, like obviously all these guys, like even like IO comes off the bench in that kind of case and has the series of his life. But the fact is these are the best basketball players in the world. And sometimes you prep so much for the other guy that you didn't know what this guy could come in and do. Mm-hmm. You weren't ready for it. And that's kind of what caught the Nuggets off guard.
Yeah.
Look, the Nuggets are right there. We talked about like how crazy it is that this is a sleeper pick in the West to make some noise, but the Trailblazers have Dame, Ja, Giroux, Denny driving. They got both Shadon Sharp and Scoot Henderson ready to make leaps. Tumani Kamara's defense, Klingen's blocks. That's a deep team.
That's the team. That's the team that I'm going to be watching the most.
I'll give you 2 teams in the West that I'm going to be watching the most. Them and the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves are good, but they're also fun.
Bro.
And LaMelo is going to be one of the top league pass watches in the entire league. Absolutely.
Yeah, for a fact.
They're just peak of peak comedy.
And that's going to be great. And I'm curious to see how, because they signed IU and then they got LaMelo. So, I'm curious to see how they work on that guard play.
That could be a really good
like backcourt
6-man pick as well.
Yeah, IU,
if he comes in for LaMelo and Ant and plays that backup guard position.
That's a good 6. You see, now that we've been talking about it, I have different picks now. Like AJ Mitchell could be a good 6-man pick.
Yeah.
IU's could be a good 6-man pick. It really, depends how they kind of work on these lineups.
The thing that could be interesting about the West, I think the Spurs are it's theirs to lose. But with the Thunder, if Jalen Williams gets hurt again, that could derail them for the first time this year that the Nuggets or the Timberwolves or somebody else could come in and take that other spot.
And I see that happening. It's OKC kind of hinges on Jalen Williams.
So you've got the Heat over the Spurs in the finals.
Yeah.
All right. So for a real pick,
don't ask me anybody against the Heat.
For a real pick.
Yeah.
So I just talked through everything about the Spurs. I just talked through everything about how ridiculous the Sixers is. First of all, and I hate Philly. I'm sorry, Philly fans, but I hate Philadelphia sports. But I will give it to the respect of their roster. So I say that saying, as much as I dislike Philly sports, Philly San Antonio NBA Finals would go crazy.
LeBron versus Wemby.
Embiid, Wemby, LeBron, Castle, Maxey, like just superstar. I can't believe I'm gonna say this because I didn't think this before. I thought I had the Spurs winning the title, but I just talked myself to it. LeBron goes out winning a ring. I know he signed a 2-year deal, but it's an option. I think he wins it and retires.
Yeah. Man.
And this is, again, obviously contingent on the health of Joel Embiid, the health of LeBron James. But what it really comes down to for me is, like, I love a backcourt that can do everything, that is just insanely athletic, that can shoot the ball crazy well, that can get to the rim crazy well. And I'm just so high on this Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe backcourt.
Yeah.
And I mean, Jaylen Brown obviously then coming in also is like similar to the part of the backcourt, but also like in a small forward position where he's like, if they run into trouble or if LeBron like just get it to the guy who was in an MVP race.
Yeah, like
that's insane.
It's insane. They just got a potential
you see the
MVP.
You see the 2K ratings that have been coming out like step by step, and today they released like players 10 through 20, and it was like in order. It was Tyrese Maxey, Jaylen Brown, LeBron James, Joel Embiid, and it's like, come on.
What's the deal, bro?
But yeah, Jalen aside, I'm just so high on this Maxey Edgecombe young backcourt just continuing to get better and better, man. Wow, that team's crazy. But that'd be an amazing series, right?
It would be amazing. And, of course, I got my bias in Miami, but I can really see the 76ers winning it this year.
All that being said, with the Sixers as good as they are and the league as good as it is, I do want to chat a little bit of a sleeper team in the East.
Okay,
because you got your time to talk about the Heat.
Yeah, what's the sleeper team? Well, I wonder what sleeper Wizards.
All right, look, yeah, all right. I run the sleeper account for the Wizards, and I'm calling them a sleeper. But why are the Washington Wizards being slept on as a team that isn't going to make the playoffs when you can literally look line by line at their lineup and point out a key highlight of every single player that other teams would be like, wow, I would love to have that guy. Trae Young is one of the best passers in league history, third in NBA history in assists per game. Keyshawn George is an incredible two-way player. Swiss Army knife, gonna lead the league in like stocks. He's gonna have 1+ in blocks and steals at that 2 position where he's like a 4th, 5th option on this lineup, right? We already talked about Alex Sarr. We already talked about how good AJ is going to be. I can't fight with people on the internet anymore about Anthony Davis. We're just going to have to wait and see.
Yeah, you're going to have to wait, yeah.
But the fact that some people sit here and go, oh, the 12 games that he's going to play, like before he went to Dallas and had a freak eye and hand injury, he played, I think it's 92% of the games for the Lakers in those last 1.5 seasons.
Yeah.
He played 76 out of 82, and that was sitting 2 of the last 4 when they were already like locked in. Played all of the playoff games, came out the next season, played 41 out of 46 before being traded to Dallas.
Yeah.
Averaging 34, 35 minutes a game. I don't get it. Like, yeah, like he dealt with 1.5 years of getting poked in the eye and then having like a crazy hand injury. Another guy who, like, yes, he's getting older. He's 33. He's not 38, like 37. He's not Kevin Durant age. He's 3 years younger than Embiid. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say Anthony Davis is street clothes because he's had some injury trouble the past 1.5 years. Like, we'll see if I'm right. We'll see if I'm wrong. But if I'm right, the Wizards just got back a top 25 player in the league to go along with Trae Young, and nobody's ever had a point guard. AD's never had a point guard like that. Trae Young's never had a center like that. Then you throw the number 1 pick in there that's already like ready to tear guys up. He showed it for 2 games in the summer league against lesser competition, of course, but I mean, we know what AJ DeBonce is going to be able to do. So then we talked about Keyshawn George, then we talked about Alex Sarr. The depth of this team. Trey Johnson is the 2nd highest rated mid-range shooter in 2K in the entire league.
Yeah.
They gave him a 98. I'm going to be honest. I'm biased. I don't know why.
I don't know, Ronnie 2K.
That's crazy. I don't know what he's showing
in this bag, bro.
98. I know it's based off like percentages and et cetera, but
yeah.
Thank you. I love it. I would give him a 99.
Yeah.
But Trey Johnson, we got Bub Carrington, who shot 41% from 3 last year. People down on him because like his plus minus numbers were bad and efficiency and stuff. We were trying to lose, so I'm just going to ignore all of those arguments forever. Like, we'll keep seeing how a 21-year-old kid plays who shoots 40.8% from 3-point line. And if all he needs to do is shoot threes, like, could be an awesome piece off the bench. We've got Will Riley, who's already shown that he's going to be a potential 20-plus point per game scorer in a higher role in a few years, but off the bench can easily give you double digits when he comes in. Just ridiculous footwork from the kid.
Yeah.
Justin Champagny, who's just like an absolute hustle.
Forgot
monster.
about him. Yeah.
You know, we just saw everything Julian can do. There's Justin.
Yeah.
People hate on the DeAndre Ayton signing. DeAndre Ayton led the league. You sent me this stat. DeAndre Ayton led the league in, what was it, like points per touch?
Yeah, in
the restricted area.
Yeah, he was the leader in points per touch.
In like efficiency in that. Like, yeah, like we don't need DeAndre Ayton to be a starter like and play like at that level, at the number 1 pick level. We literally just need him to come in and be an efficient like scorer underneath. And he can do that. And he can still help our defense. Like Sarr, Davis, DeAndre Ayton at the rim, like getting blocks. Like,
that is a great,
unbelievable. And when I talk about defense, I didn't even dig into Bilal Coulibaly, who's already been talked about as one of the best defensive stoppers in the league. His offensive game has needed a little work, but like every single one of these pieces that I'm naming is someone that another team would like to have in their rotation. So I'm not sitting here. I didn't predict the Wizards to go to the conference finals or the finals. Ridiculous. But I'm not going to sit here and try to understand how people can talk about them as the 12th or 13th or 14th or 15th seed in the Eastern Conference.
Unreal.
I've got the Wizards. Bold prediction number 3.
Here we go.
I've got the Wizards right on that 6-7 line. Right now, I think if I were to predict their win-loss record, I've got them at 45-37, which would have been the 7 seed last year.
Yeah.
I'm cool with the 7 seed. We host a play-in game. We win the play-in game. We get to the playoffs. DC is going to be electric. Oh, no. But if another team does fall off in a way, if a Detroit or
Indiana doesn't get it going like we think
Boston, something happens. The East is crazy.
Yeah, the Magic too, people don't talk about a lot.
Yeah, the East is crazy. But I've got us right on that 6-7 seed line. And if something goes right for us or something goes wrong for another team, I think we can bypass the play-in. But right now, my bold prediction is Wizards 7 seed, 45 wins, play-in winner in the playoffs in year 1 of AJ DeBonce. I love this team. Got my tickets today for the home opener. Wizards fans, if you're there, come meet up with Sleeper Wiz for a beer. Let's have a season. Let's go. We're back.
There you have it. That's DC Lee, Sleeper Wizards, connoisseur Wizards, number 1 fan, and those are.
I don't know about number 1, man. Wiz Twitter. Shout out to Wiz Twitter. You guys are awesome. I've been meeting up with a lot of you recently to play ball. I love the passion that this fan base has after all these years. People talk about the Wizards like I mean, you know what? They have reason to. Like, we've been obviously a poor franchise for a while now.
Yeah.
But the passion has never faded from the Wizards community. So shout out to everyone. Like I just said, let's have a season.
Let's have a season. And that's what we got for the NBA, our NBA predictions for the season. It's going to be a great 26-27 season. Good luck to the Wizards. Good luck to the Heat.
Good luck to the Heat.
Yeah, and that's all we got for
the finals in 5.
Come on, yes. That's the energy I'm with today. But
let's go play ball.
Let's go play ball. Yeah, we got some hoop going on. So we'll catch you guys later. All right. Peace.